Hello, 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 hello. Just waiting for a few people to arrive on this Tuesday evening. It is Tuesday, isn't it? Yeah, Tuesday evening. Tuesday evening for the live. 2 people watching. Marianne, hello, how are you? I hope you're right. Or is it Marianne? Marianne? Yeah, good evening. How are you? Hope you're well. Nice to have your company. Who else is coming in? Your comments will suddenly appear. I know we've got 6 people in the room. Sally, nice to see you. I hope you're well. Hope everyone's had their dinner. I had chips tonight, but it's probably a wrong idea. Chips and beans and fish cake. Might not have been the best idea, but anyway. Liz, how are you this morning? I don't know what time. This evening, lovely to have your company. Yazan is watching. Is that how you pronounce your name? I beg your pardon if not. But it's nice to see you. Who else is here? Gillian. Gillian, nice to see you. Have you got your paintbrushes? Have you got your paintbrushes? Have you got your paints? I hope so, because we're going to have a paint along with the lovely Eunice friend who shall be joining us shortly. Let's just bring that across there. What has everybody been up to today? Patricia, good evening. Elaine, do you have your brushes? Type yes if you have. I want to know if you're going to paint along, because it'd be really nice if you can. Now, there was a download on my Facebook. It was a picture of, let me show you here. I've just zoomed in a bit. Of a sheep. Okay, can you see that? Yep. Oh, calendar, shared event. There you go. Picture of a sheep. Go away, calendar. Picture of a sheep. But I've not printed it out because there was a lot of people that said they didn't have a printer. So that's absolutely fine. I'm going to have this as a reference at the side of me, but we don't need to. Eunice said as long as we can draw a fluffy oval, there you go, I said that word, then we can paint a sheep, which will be really nice. And who knows, it might make a nice Christmas card. It might make a nice Christmas present for somebody. Don't forget you need your water as well. I've got a bit of tape. I've got some paper towel as well. So super excited about that. So today we went for a walk in Bradgate Park, which was really nice. We met some people from Manchester who came to the park for the very first time. So that was really nice. And yeah, it's been a beautiful day. The sun's been shining, really nice, and it's not too chilly. So that's been really nice as well. So I've had a lovely day. So I'm looking forward to the paint along. Now I know that Eunice is in the room, but hello, Valerie. Nice to see you. Who else is in there? Eunice, Eunice, I can see that you're there and you're watching. I think I can just bring you onto the video like that. I can send you an invite. Will be added any minute now. So the screen's going to split. I will be at the top, Eunice will be at the bottom. And we'll both turn the cameras eventually, so you'll be able to see what Eunice is doing. I'll be able to watch Eunice is doing, and you'll be able to see what I'm doing as well. So I couldn't add her. So Eunice, down the bottom of the screen, let me try that again. Let me send an invite. I'm going to send you an invite again, unable to add guests. Okay, right, Eunice, if you go down to the bottom of the screen, there's a little icon at the bottom, if you're doing this on your phone, hopefully you are, of 2 little people. I want you to tap on that, and then that will send me an invite and I'll be able to invite you in. I know. Hopefully you're doing it on your phone because it's the easiest way to do it. It's the easiest way to do it. It really is. Yes, Eunice is there. She wants to join. Let's approve. Let's send the invite and let's see what happens. Gartland, nice to see you. Oh, there she is. Hi, Eunice.
I couldn't find you.
Oh, well, you're here now. That's all that matters. That's all that matters. How are you, Eunice?
I'm good, thank you. Really good.
What have you been
Looking
up
forward
to?
to this.
Yeah, me too. What have you been up to today?
Well, as well as the art business, we run a toy business.
Do
So,
you? I didn't know that.
yeah. So this time of the year is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
So today I've been packing orders for kids' toys.
What kind of toys do you sell?
They're traditional wooden-based toys. So
Oh, nice.
we do the name trains, you know, the little wooden name trains where they can spell their name.
Yeah.
That's the biggest seller by far. So we sell hundreds of those a week.
Oh, wow. I
But
didn't know
all
that.
sorts, like wooden xylophones and stools and
I'd
you
like one of
name
them.
it.
I'd like one of them.
Little pull along
I'd
doggies
like one of
and
them.
they can all be personalized. So people have the kid's name written, on them and stuff as well. So yeah, it all
Oh,
gets engraved.
great Christmas presents. Where can people find that? Have you got
Um,
a website?
it's not on the high street.
That's the name of the website.
Not on the highstreet.com, and
Yep.
we are called When I Was a Kid.
When I was a kid. Oh, that's fantastic. I
Yeah,
didn't see. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Are you in your studio at the
I
moment?
am indeed.
Lovely,
I've got the
lovely.
heaters cranked
Have
up,
you?
so we're
Good.
good. Yeah.
Right, now let's go through the recipe of what we need. I've got some brushes.
Okay.
Which brush shall I go for?
That looks like my size 12 in the middle.
That one there.
Yeah.
This
So
is
that's the
if
good. Oh no,
that
that's
says
bigger.
size 10 on there.
Okay, that'll be good.
I'll be all
Yep.
right. Okay.
Around. Have you got a diddy one? Have you got a smaller one?
Oh yes, I have. Hold fire. I've got a whole jar of them here. Right, let's take the palette knives out because I don't think I'll be needing those.
Oh, keep a
Uh,
palette knife.
I should keep.
Keep a palette knife.
I should
Yeah,
keep.
yeah.
I should keep a palette knife. I've got those. Right, I've got number 6.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Number
so
6 would be
that's number
good.
8, number 6, and then yeah, I have got. Where's my tiny one gone? I've got a tiny one somewhere.
I've just lost. I had a little store card here somewhere and I seem to have lost it.
Oh, I've got a
Just
tiny
an
little
old
one
plastic
there.
card, something like a little old plastic card. So if people are painting at home, go
Yeah,
in your purse, grab an old store card that you don't mind getting a bit of paint on.
yeah.
It's watercolor, it'll wash off, it's fine. Or a palette knife.
A palette knife. I have got some more brush. Oh, hang on.
I need to
Wait a
go and
minute.
find my store card. I'll be back in a sec.
Yep. Okay. So I'm choosing some brushes here, and I've also got a number 1. These are Lawson Heaton. Who's Lawson Heaton? These are Lawson Heatons. Lisa Hortons. Lisa Hortons. Who's coming on the live next Monday?
No,
By the way,
it's
so looking
gone.
forward
I
to that.
can't find it.
Okay. I've got.
It was literally here 10 minutes ago and now
Oh.
it's gone. It's one of
Okay.
those. It's my
What you
ghost, I have a ghost at my studio
do? You
and I've named him. He's called Vincenzo.
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 Oh,
And the story, my studio used to be a prisoner of war camp
did it?
and it used to house Italian prisoners of war. And when I
Ah,
first moved in here, one night I was here quite late doing a Zoom lesson.
yeah.
And when you get that feeling that someone's watching you and you
Yes.
do that quick turn, that was Vincenzo.
Really? Whereabouts are you then? You're not sort of like north of Nottingham, are you?
No,
Derbyshire?
no, I'm not far from Oundle from the TV
Oh
studios.
yeah,
So,
of course you
yeah,
are.
I'm in a little place called Little Addington in
Oh,
Northamptonshire.
oh, how
Yeah.
lovely. Well, I've got my smaller brushes. I've got my larger brushes. Now I need to talk to you about paper because I've got a choice.
Okay.
Again, if anyone's watching at home, would any watercolor paper do? Okay for them?
Yeah. Any water, really, you want something 300 GSM or above.
Well, let me check what this is. 300 GSM. Yeah, I've got a Bockingford,
Hey, that's what I'm using.
and then I've got. Oh, do you know what?
Is
I don't know
that
which.
the block you've got there, Janice? The Bockingford block?
I had what? I had one sheet. Hang on, it's not that one. That's a real. I've got this, which is a really detailed watercolor, so lots of texture
Oh,
on that.
that'd be
So,
nice.
and then the Bockingford. That's my Bockingford. I've just got one sheet that I've been keeping for a special
Okay.
occasion. So maybe or I've got one that's a little bit thinner, a
I
little
wouldn't
bit
go
smoother.
thinner because we're going to
No.
be using a fair bit of water in the background. Um,
Oh, I'll use Bockingford. And then after that, let me pop that there. I've got tape. Do I need that?
yeah,
Okay.
I would wet the back of that page because you've not stretched it. We'll talk about that another day.
Yes,
But I
I
would,
was wet the back.
yeah, wet the back. Have you got a board to put it on or can it go on the table?
It can go on the table. I'll
Because if
wet
you
it
wet
now.
the back, it will give it some suction and it will prevent some of the buckling that can happen.
Okay, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn my camera now so it's facing down so people can see what
Okay.
I'm doing. Will you do the same with
Shall I
yours?
do that?
Yeah.
Shall I do it too?
I'm just going to go around the back of my camera and just.
You're going to see all sorts of strangeness now while I work this out.
There you go. And then if I just lock that off, you guys at home
How
can
can
tell
I
me.
turn my camera around? How do I do that? Let's see if I can work that out.
Are you on?
Oh, there
A
we go.
tripod? I'm just going to move mine down like that.
There
Let's
we
lock.
go.
Let's lock that in place. Let's see if that's a good. Yeah, I think we're cooking with
Is that
diesel on
all
that one.
in view, guys?
Yes.
It's hard to tell on this.
Do you know what? Do you know what I've gone and done though? Because I've turned my camera. Because I've turned my camera so you can see at home. It means I can't see. So I'm just going to get us up on my iPad. Seriously, honestly. Right, I've got you on my iPad, which is great. So I'm just going to rearrange a few things, knock that out the way.
Yeah,
And
actually, I'm going to get it up on my phone so I can
this is what,
see comments.
Oh, I thought I'd turn that notification off. Right. This is my, and I'm just wetting the back.
Yeah.
I nearly did this today, Eunice.
Ideally, what you should do with loose sheets of watercolour paper, no matter how good they are, is put them in the sink and submerge them for 10 minutes.
Really?
And then tape them to a ball. Oh, there's my next. Look, I found my card.
Oh, you got it?
You see this? I've got it taped to the board.
Yeah.
Ignore the yellow tape. I've got brown gummed tape.
Okay.
The one that you apply water to. So soaked sheet for 10 minutes, drip off the excess and then tape it with gum tape to the board. Okay. Then you will not get that horrible buckling happen.
You see, it's doming now. Is that okay if I just turn it over and tape it down? That's the back of it. See? Doming. Is that right?
So turn it over and then tape it down.
I do have a board. I can put it on and then tape around it. So am I creating a border? Have you created a border on yours?
Yes, yeah. Okay. So you get that wonderful bit when you take the tape off at the end.
Yeah, love that. Favorite part. Right, let's I need to put that there, just get a little bit of the tack off. I hope.
See, your normal masking tape wouldn't work if it was, is that the wet side or the dry side you've got facing up? Oh, cool.
Dry side, is that right? Yeah. Let's see if I can do that. It's always worth investing in decent tape, isn't it?
Definitely.
Oh, I need to, I tell you who's got decent tape. Clarity have got great tape. Our lovely Barbara Gray. Let's put that there.
Well,
see if I can.
Found this yellow masking tape and I love it because it's almost the same as my logo. So.
Oh, lovely, lovely. I might put a couple of pieces down. Cool.
Now, it's quite funny actually, Janice, this one, the sheet that we're doing, I actually did live on Create and Craft some time ago. And I can't remember which presenter it was with.
It wasn't with me because we did the post box.
It wasn't Martin. Dan, maybe? It might have been Dan.
Or was it Charlie?
It could have been Charlie.
It might have been.
It was quite a while ago.
It rings a bell that Charlie did something like that. Have you left a big border?
No, I've just gone.
Yeah. Let's just do that. I might have to just go around it again with some tape because it's not the best, but sometimes you just grab what you've got.
Have you got a staple gun? Oh no, it's your table.
Yeah. let's just lift that.
I don't think you'd be popular if you use a staple gun.
No, I would not be popular at all. But what I can do is go around that again. If people don't have this tape at home, it doesn't matter, does it?
No. If they're just working in a pad, the only thing I'm telling you is these are tricks that will help you if you want to carry on doing watercolor and you're fed up with your paper buckling up.
Yes.
Then the way to solve it is to soak it and tape it to the board, and then it won't budge.
All right, let's see if
or
I
use
can just...
the block. Blocks are good as well.
Yeah.
Blocks are not foolproof, but they do a pretty good job.
Right, I think that is down.
Excellent.
Which is great. Now I've got water. I've got water in that. I've got water in this. Lovely Barbara Gray made that. So I've got water in that.
Oh, nice.
And then I've also got a third water, which is that. And then I've got water to drink.
Just don't get them muddled up.
I know. I'm gonna put that glass over there. Otherwise, I think that's really nice Ribena. Okay, what next?
So did I hear you say that you wanted to sketch live?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I do, because I know there's a few people that
Yeah.
messaged and said that they didn't have a printer. So I thought, okay, well, everyone that's got it can do it, and everyone that hasn't, then I can sketch along with them. You're going to ask me for a pencil now, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've got some. Hang on. Right. Ta-da. Open my pencil. I have got
Just a normal HB or
2H, 2B, or not 2B. That is the question.
I would go with an H.
H, got it.
H or HB.
Got an H.
I've got an old HB here.
Okay. Good old HB. Reminds me of
So
school days.
if we have a look at our lovely little sheep, it's quite a fat sheep actually. If we look at the general shape,
Yes.
ignoring the head,
yes,
it is just like a sausage, isn't it? It's like a fat sausage.
I like that.
So generally, I'm not positioning this, so you'll do it smaller. I've just got a scrap of paper because I've already sketched her out. But generally, I would just come in, forget the fluff at the moment, and just get the overall shape of the beastie down, ignoring the head.
I've got the picture of the there we go. Right, so okay, so just
I'll do this a bit darker so people can see it better.
You've done that quite big, so it needs to be...
Yours will be smaller because I'm using this small pic. I didn't want to do it too small so people can see.
So just an oval at the moment. Is that all I'm doing?
Yeah, just a big fat sausage.
Big fat sausage. I'm a vegetarian. Big fat sausage.
Aubergine.
Nice. I like it. I like it. Okay, I've got that. Brilliant. Wriggling around as well. Stop wriggling.
Have you sketched it? I can't see now.
Can you not? Shall I go a bit?
Oh, you have.
Yeah.
It's all right. I'm just craning my head to have a look at the screen.
Yeah.
And then what we want to do is connect a head. So if we look at the reference, my painting I did before, if we come up from the side of the body, the head just continues, or the neck just continues up. So we're just going to extend a little bit above.
Okay.
And then we're going to give her a bit of shape.
Okay.
Let's pop her some legs on, shall we? Now, bear in mind that leg 1, I'm calling it 1, on the right-hand side, is coming from behind her. So I'm just going to put a few knobbly bits on her leg. Okay. And it's coming from behind.
I'm going to go back to watching you on Facebook again. So I need to turn the sound on that. Okay, and it's coming.
So it's behind the fleece.
Behind the fleece. Oh, I see. You. Yeah, I can see. On my Facebook, I'm facing forward. On your Facebook, you've got the camera coming from the side.
Oh, yeah. So let me bring it round a bit.
I wonder if you could do the same as me, and then we can be sort of like opposites. I wonder if that helps people at home. It might not. People might be okay with it as it is. The head.
Can't get it right in front, but I can get it there. Is that better?
Can I ask, the head, have you done the head facing us yet, or have you just done the neck?
No, just a bit of the neck, and then I disappeared down to the legs for a moment.
Okay, so the first leg is going to be the one at the back.
Yes, the one at the back, and it disappears into the snow, which is good.
Yeah, so that's going to come down, disappears into the snow. Okay.
And then I'm going to bring in a little bit of a shoulder.
Okay.
And this is the leg closer to us. So this is going to come in front of the fleece.
Okay.
And bring that in.
Okay. So that's disappeared into the snow. I can always make them a bit bigger when I start painting.
And then what you can do is erase that bit of the circle.
Yeah.
So it's connected and it's in front.
Okay. That's kind of done.
My one's legs a bit close together, but never mind.
Mine as well. That's fine.
Perhaps she needs the toilet.
I was just about to say she probably needs the loo. Okay.
So I'm going to go to the back leg, the third leg, as we look at the picture. And again, this is a leg on the other side, on the far side.
Yeah.
So we're tucking it under the fleece.
Okay. I think I did the back leg first. Never mind. Okay.
And then the one closest to us at the back swoops out, comes down. Really unusual shapes for the knees and the ankles.
Yeah, I can see that. It's sort of a bit knobbly out.
And again, I'm going to erase that line from my original oval.
Yeah. Okay.
Just get rid of that.
Okay.
So we've nearly got a sheep.
I think we have.
She's
Either
going
that
to
or
have a towel, a nice fluffy towel. So we'll pop that in as well.
I think that's right. It'll all come out in the wash. Okay. I see what you're doing. Yeah. I'm going to erase that. So if people have got the print out, they're just going to trace on top of that, aren't
they'll
they?
just trace. Yeah. All they have to do is take a soft pencil over the back.
Yeah.
Turn it over and trace it down.
Fabulous. Fabulous.
Lots of my students do that.
Okay. So
okay,
you've got
taken my neck too long. So we need to give her a head.
Okay.
Ignoring the ears, I'm going to put the crown of her head in.
Okay.
So just coming up from the ear, across the top.
I'm going to watch you.
And down to the eye socket.
Okay. I'm waiting for you to do yours.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to bring the nose down. Look at the angle. Coming into the snout. And then a little chin. Whoops.
I think your sound must be ahead of time because I can only see that you've done the top part. Oh, I see where you're going. Yeah, down there.
Put the nostrils. Then I'll get rid of that line that we did for our oval. Looks weird without ears.
I know.
The great thing about this picture, because her face is dark and in shadow, we haven't got a lot of detail to do. So I'm just going to indicate where that shadow is, coming up her nose and across the head. And then finally we can pop some ears on. Okay,
get rid of that. Mine looks a bit like a dinosaur at the minute. Oh God, I'm just watching you do your...
I see. It's really weird because I've got my iPad right in front of me, so I'm kind of leaning over it.
Do that. Come down there. It's the getting the nose right, the nostrils, the there you go. And then you're going to do little ear.
That's it.
To the side.
And then you can just fluff the coat up a bit. That oval that you did, just make it a bit woolly.
Okay. A little towel down the back.
The great thing is I provide line drawings on my Watercolour Wednesday for everything. So if people are not happy with drawing, so long as they can print off, they can just download it and trace it down. Because the fun that they're having is learning how to use the watercolour a lot of the time.
I think my sausage is a bit long.
I'm coming round to have a look.
I think.
Oh no, that's cute.
Do you think?
Yeah, I like it.
Do you think I should bring a bum in a little bit, make her a bit shorter?
You could do, yeah. Her legs there's quite
a gap,
big gap in between, isn't there?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
just
bringing it.
shorten her bottom.
I'm sure to. If only that was possible. If only that was possible. Let's shorten her a little bit. There you
I
go.
wonder how people are getting on at home.
Yeah, let us know. It's again. I'm trying to watch the comments as well as these are coming in. Hopefully,
Everyone's quite quiet at the moment. I think they're just
yeah,
studying.
they're all watching. I guess if you're painting along, it's difficult to then come up and add a comment in, really.
Yes,
So
it is. Yeah.
don't worry about that. Just enjoy the process. Now, we did say, actually, we did
Oh,
mention
oh
this,
yes.
that if people want to share their paintings afterwards,
There's a
I,
prize.
yeah, I'll do a post tomorrow, and we'll get people to put their pictures on, because it takes, sometimes it's better the longer the paint dries, that it looks good.
And here's one I
Um,
made earlier, Janice.
yes, and then we can. Yes, that's going to be the prize, the mug. So
So
not
the
me.
sheep wrap all the way round. It's quite a comical one. I
Oh,
painted quite a few years ago,
that's
but it's
lovely.
fun. So
That's
that will be the
lovely.
prize. It's a jumbo mug as well. You get a nice big cup of tea in there.
Good. And we'll choose one at random, shall we?
Yes,
I'll
definitely.
choose it because we're
And
not judging
actually,
anyone.
you don't have to be painting watercolor. If you've got other mediums, you want to use your pens, your pencils, your acrylics,
Then that's fine.
just yeah,
Yeah.
be interesting to see what you create.
Yeah. I think that's all right. I think that's all right. It'll all
That's
come out in the
better.
wash. Yeah, that's better. She was a bit long. I think her legs are still far apart, but oh well. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I can see yours. Yours kind of fluffs out a bit and then goes probably. I'm going to make her a bit shorter. I'm going to make her a bit shorter. Best to do it now.
It's funny. I hope this isn't what people are seeing at home, but when I'm looking at the screen on my phone,
Yeah.
my picture, I'm just trying to make sure they can see everything I'm doing, but it looks short on my phone, but it might just be my phone. So I keep moving everything to make sure everything's in shot. I think that should work there.
Yeah. I think I'm happy with that, because I think it'll all start to come together when the paint goes on, don't you think?
Exactly, definitely
Yeah.
will.
I'm not too sure about this nose bit, but again, when the paint comes on.
There's not in much detail. If you look at the nose, there's literally one nostril that we can, it's like a butterfly shape
Yeah.
of the nostril. We can see one nostril and then the other side, and then it disappears into the mouth and the chin.
Yeah. I like your shape. Your shape's better than mine. Never mind. Not all jumpers are the same size and shape, are they? Right, I'm happy
No.
with that. I'm happy with
And
that.
then what I want you to do is just indicate where the horizon, where the trees are going to be. So literally, this is quite funny. I've just noticed that. Just coming out of her bottom
Here.
to the left and from the neck, and I'm kind of staggering. I'm a bit hilly.
Okay.
Just a pencil line to suggest where our trees are going to go.
Yeah, got you. Done that. Done that.
So the other thing at home, you can use whatever colours you want for this. You don't have to follow what we're doing. You might not have the same colours for a start off, but I would just say if you have a magenta, not that we're going to use much of it. Actually, we're not using magenta. Ignore that. You
Okay.
want a blue, a yellow, a burnt sienna and a grey.
I'm changing a bottom again. I can't believe how many times we're changing this sheep's bottom. Right, that's it. No more. No more. No more. Okay, so I have your paints here.
Fantastic. So phthalo blue, hands are yellow,
Yeah,
burnt
phthalo blue,
sienna.
hands are yellow, and burnt sienna. Those three
Have you got
colours.
Friends Grey?
I have indeed. Friends
Yeah,
Grey's just there.
excellent. And
And
if
I've
you've
got a
got a bit of
plate.
white paint anywhere, it
Um,
could be acrylic. You won't need it until the end.
hey, hang on. I have some Cadence paints with me, and I have white. I went shopping at Highlight Crafts the other day.
Ah,
So this is good. This is a
that's the
hydrate.
danger of going there, isn't it?
I know. Lovely Amanda took me around the warehouse. So that, yeah, that will be the acrylic white. I'll use that. I'll put that to one side. Lovely, bubbly, jubbly. Okie dokie. Do you want me to squirt some of these out?
Yes, squirt little blobs out. You don't need much at all, just a little blob. I just got these new palettes in that I put on my Facebook the other day. I was really excited. They're really nice size.
Oh, I like them.
They're the Meaden ones, so they're 18 wells.
Nice.
And it's, you know, it's not too big. It's a nice size.
And where can we get those? On your website?
Yeah, I've just recently listed them.
Okay.
I think they're $15.95.
Excellent. It all makes really good Christmas presents for people,
yes,
doesn't it?
definitely.
Some of that. And then I never know how much to squeeze out, but it's better to squeeze a little. And
Half
then
a Smartie.
half a Smartie. You've seen the size of them these days. The size of everything changes, doesn't it? Twix is half the size it used to be. It's terrible. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay.
I was shocked at Martin putting football over painting.
Shocking.
Honestly,
Shocking. He could paint. He could paint along and listen to the football. There's probably not going to be a lot going on. Right, there you go. Done.
Fabulous. You got your brush. You got your water.
Yep.
The good thing is, Janice, this background right up your street. We're going to be quite loose and abstract for the background.
Nice. And is that where we want the number 10 brush?
Yes. We want a nice big brush.
Okay.
I'm going to move that swatch card out of the way. Okay. And I want to mix up a colour for the background.
Okay.
So, and this is kind of it's a very cool sky. There's not much colour in the sky. I might put a bit more colour than I did last time. Last time I left it quite grey like that. I might make it a bit stronger today. Why not? Okay. So I'm going to take water onto my palette. Let's mix our colour first. Okay. Or your plate. And some blue. Ours is phthalo blue, but use whatever blue you've got. A nice dark blue. Yeah. Now that's a nice colour, but a bit bright for a winter sky. So I want to tone it down. And I want it to be a little bit more teal coloured. Okay. So how we're going to achieve that, we're going to take a little bit of burnt sienna, the brown. Okay. And we're going to pop it into our blue. And you'll notice it turns a more greeny. Yes. There you go. It's exactly what I've got. Love it. Plan comes together.
I can't see yours on the screen though. I can only see your sheep. I can't.
I can see it.
Oh, I can see it. Yeah, I can't because I'm using it on my phone, you see. So maybe. Yeah.
I wonder if I should put it here.
Yeah, that'll do. Is that the right kind of amount, texture, liquid?
Yeah, that looks good. A nice puddle. We don't want it too strong. And then we're going to wet our sky. So we're going to take our big brush and we're going to start by coming in behind our sheep with just water. Just water. Okay, I will go to another brush then. Just behind the sheep with water. And all the way up to the top. So I start behind the sheep because that's the tricky bit. Yeah. Doesn't actually matter too much about her head because it's black anyway. We can paint it over if we do mess up. So once you've gone around your sheep, down to the horizon line, we can then just block in the rest. And you want a nice shine on your paper. You don't want big puddles. I'm going for that bigger brush. That's better. Yeah, big brush is good. Yeah. Okay. Now, the way you can tell whether you've got too much water is if you pick your paper up, which you can't do because it's attached to the table. Yeah. But if you can pick it up and you tilt it and you get a bead of water at one end, you want to soak that. You can see the shine on my page. The camera's picking that up quite well. That nice shine. I've got a good shine as well. And then we're going to go into our lovely blue that we've just mixed up, our teal colour. Okay. And again, we're going to start behind our sheep. Yeah. I'm just touching in and moving the paint about with the tip of my brush. Cutting in behind her. It's going to help her stand out. We're going to put some bushes there in a minute as well. So I'm having my darker area at the horizon. Yes.
Just the same. Yeah,
And then let's come the other side as well, and then we'll move it up.
I put quite a bit down, but never mind.
It should flow nicely into the water that you've got down and soften up the page, and just cutting in behind her head again here. There we go. So we've got our horizon line all nice and blurry. I'm going to take the excess paint out of my brush.
Mine's gone on quite deep.
Oh, that is quite deep.
It is,
yeah.
Isn't it? Shall I take some off?
Yeah, well, you could use it to spread it further up.
Yeah.
Because then I'm going to just wiggle my brush into that paint and take it up.
I think mine's quite. I've gone on quite thick, haven't I?
Gone quite thick.
Never mind. It's a dark blue sky. It's a dark blue sky.
Have you got a bit of tissue? You could just dab on and lift some of the paint off with a bit of tissue.
Yeah. Shall I just go like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see it soaking up. Yes.
That's better. Oh, I like that. It's quite a nice effect.
It's quite a good effect, isn't it? Ooh.
I like.
Yeah. Very nice. Very nice.
I wouldn't mess around with that too much. I like that pattern that you've got.
Yeah,
and then you're just going to use what paint's down to spread it up into the rest of the sky. So it kind of, you're fading that way, fading up the sky rather than we normally fade to the horizon.
Yes. Got you. Yeah, I did. I went on very, very, I might even dab it again. This is the one thing I always struggle with, how much paint to use and not to use.
These are, people get surprised because they are so strong.
Yes, they are. Yeah. I think the more you practice,
the more you use them, you get used to the strength of it.
Yeah.
We're going to put some bushes down there, Janice, anyway.
Yeah. Okay.
So we can hide those. So whilst it's wet, our background, we want to mix up the colour for our bushes. I'm going to use the Friends Grey.
Okay.
We want this a bit creamier. Well, how you have the blue.
Okay. Yes.
And I'm going to use some burnt sienna again as well, into the grey.
Into the
so
grey.
We're mixing like a dark brown from the grey and the burnt sienna. I'll move my palette so you can see. There we go. Maybe a touch more grey.
More grey. What colour do we want to get out of this?
It's like a really dark brown.
Got you. I think that's quite
Touch
nice.
more grey. I would add a bit more. Lovely.
Yeah.
Then, whilst this is still wet, we're going to come in again, starting behind our sheep with just the tip of your brush and just tapping down. If you can see what I'm just literally just wiggling that brush around, creating some tall bits, some short bits, just an abstract, slightly out of focus, because it's wet. The top line is going to melt into our sky, so it's going to look really soft. I've not reloaded my brush, I'm still going.
Okay.
Just creating this lovely hazy background, and then come the other side of her.
A little bit more.
You can bring some up high, some down low. It's your horizon, do what you feel. There's no right or wrong.
More grey in there, a bit more burnt sienna.
The lovely thing about mixing your colours together is as they dry, they kind of separate out again.
Yes.
Rather than just using a tube paint ready mixed, when you mix your own, you get more variety. I'm going to add a bit more grey.
Yeah.
I'm going to make some of the bushes at the bottom a bit darker. So I'm literally using the tip of my brush with a bit more grey on it and dropping it along that line at the bottom. Because trees are darker at the bottom, aren't they? They're more dense. You've got all the thickets and stuff going on.
Yeah. That's it. I use my little brush. With watercolour, colours also, like you say, when it's dry, they look different, don't they?
Different.
And I think you should never judge it until it's dry. Give yourself 24 hours before, and never judge yourself anyway. Never judge yourself.
I'm going to take the wrong end of my brush now, my small brush.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to go into this and bring out some distant trees. So I'm using the colour that's down, just the end of my brush in that paint.
Yeah.
And again, just these are going to fade because the sky is still damp. But you can just come up with some trunks and branches. Every time, go down into your wet hedgerow and just with the wrong end of your brush. I love you doing things like this. It's just like madness. And they're going to be quite light because all we're doing is picking up a bit of paint that's already there. So these will become distant trees. As many as you like. It'll stop you soon anyway because the paint's starting to dry.
Yeah, mine is.
Oh, that looks good.
Okay.
Take some, if you can, take some tall ones. Come right up over the sky. Bring them up.
Let's see. Got you. I think I probably, again, went a little bit too dark in that area. And told me can you just dab some of that off?
Good old tissue.
Oh, dibby dibby dab dab. It's always good.
I love by putting this hedgerow around the back. I would put a bit of colour behind her back as well, Janice.
Okay.
In your hedgerow. So
okay,
that she's going to stand up. Can you see how she's standing forward on mine? Because I've put the hedgerow behind her back and up to her shoulder.
I think I did the hedge line too low, but I can.
It looks about the right height.
Yeah,
that's fine.
There you go.
That's going to help her stand out.
Yeah, you need a little bit of contrast, don't you?
Exactly.
Okay. I'll put some more in there, then I could probably go for some trees.
What you could do, if your sky has gotten too dry for that to melt away, wet your big brush, blot it on your tissue to get rid of the excess water, because you don't want to flood it, and then come in away from the trees and creep up on them. Just bring that water in to give it a little bit of dampness to the paper. It's important to blot the brush first, though.
Yes. Just to take some of the paint off?
No, it's to allow the paint to spread into the background so it can soften rather than look too solid a line. It'll look more faded. That's better.
Yeah, got you.
Well, that looks misty now. Very good.
A little bit of mist going on.
A little bit of mist.
There you go. And I'm dabbing it on there.
Yeah.
These are things I need to practice. How much paint to use.
Just clean that brush off again. Get rid of the paint off of it. And just behind her back, just come in with your damp brush towards the hedgerow. So coming down from above. So you're coming from above.
I'm just
putting a bit of water.
I'm just waiting to see you do it because
there's a delay.
I think
isn't
there's
there?
a delay. Yeah, I think it's a delay. I'm still just looking at the shit. Here you go. So
you're just going to bring that down to touch into the top. That's better. Yay! You see how that's softening into the sky? It's fading backwards because we're making it lighter. That's it. Perfect.
Got you. Got you. There you go. Okay.
I might have left this too late, but we've got white paint as a backup, so that's okay. Now, if your paint is still damp, this is where you can use your store card or your palette knife to come in. And at this time I'm coming into the snow on the ground.
Okay.
And it's still wet enough. And just scratching up to create some shrubs or bushes, some lighter marks.
Yeah.
So we're literally scraping some of that paint off.
Yeah. I'm just going to watch
a
you do
palette knife can be better if you've got one.
Yes.
So come in here, starting on the white paper and flicking up and scraping. So again, you're getting that contrast with some lighter shrubs. You could even put a light tree there. You could literally scrape off a bit of a tree.
Yeah. Sometimes you need to be a bit quite hard, don't you?
Yes. Don't be scared of it. I remember when I did this on TV, and I only remember because I found the painting, we used masking fluid for this, for these blades of grass, because I'd left some on there.
I've got some masking.
And I rubbed it off tonight.
Fluid.
So that's another way you can do it.
Yeah.
There's always more than one way to approach something with watercolours, which is good. Oh, where's my palette?
Okay. Okay.
Fabulous. So I think we're ready to put some trees in, bigger trees.
Okay. I hope you're all following along at home, and I hope some of you are actually doing these drawings. It'll be amazing to see. It really would. So we're going to put some larger trees in.
My screen says there's 51 people still with us, so that's good.
That's good.
And they're not commenting,
no.
So they must be painting.
So Sonia's watching, Jan's watching, Philippa. We've got Maz, we've got Tina, Patricia's here, Nicola, Linda, Alison. It's going to be interesting if you have done a paint along to see, just what it looks like. Right, the larger trees.
Okay, so with our same mixture, this grey-brown that we mixed up.
Yeah.
I don't want it to, so this is quite loose. It's not really creamy. It flows nicely on my palette.
Okay.
So it's like tea consistency, I guess. Tea, Ribena, milk.
Yeah.
And then don't worry about your trees. I'm using my size 12 brush. I'm just going to touch down at the bottom here. Staying up on the tip of the brush if I want a skinny tree.
Yep.
Come up to a part of a trunk, and then I'm going to break off. So I'm going to say, right, I want a branch to come this way. Pull up a bit and stop. Pull out to the side and stop, and just create these interesting shapes.
There, come up the side. Okay.
I'm going to do a couple of chunky ones over on the left. And make them gnarly. You don't want a straight line. Trees aren't like that, are they?
No. You're taking your trees up to the top. Now I have left quite a bit of space, haven't I, for the sky?
Yeah, so I've taken mine right. Yeah. Oh yeah, no, let's just have shorter ones. It's fine.
Okay. Add a bit of that.
And then I'm coming up. You can move to a smaller brush if you're more comfortable.
Yeah, I've got
or just come up onto the point and then bring some smaller branches coming off.
I suppose this is the winter, so we don't have any.
We don't have any leaves to worry about.
Tree. We go very quiet when we're painting, don't we? It's great. But you do. It's like you're concentrating.
You just go into that place.
Yeah, and that's nice. That's nice. I mean, you do this for a living. Do you also just go into the studio and just paint for yourself?
Not as often as I'd like.
No. That's one
I've
tree
gone
there.
to my smaller brush to do a few bits of bracken as well, a bit
Yeah.
darker coming into the fore, because we're going over the top of the bushes. They're going to look stronger, even if you use exactly the same shade, because we're going over paint that's already down. It's going to look darker. What's really good for twigs is a rigger brush.
Yes. Yeah.
The ones with the long
I do a little tree here. A bit
hairs.
more water in there. A bit more of that. A bit more of that. A bit more of that. There you go. Let's do another one. Yeah.
Now I'm going to do some skinny ones over the other side. The other good thing about a rigger brush, I find, Janice, is because they're so bendy,
Yeah.
they kind of do the trees for you.
Yeah.
They're a bit more uncontrollable, so you get some interesting shapes. And I
Yeah.
like it when the brush misses the paper. Do you know what I mean? When it
Yeah.
skips.
Mine's just
Yeah,
done that.
I love that. Because us as a viewer looking at the painting afterwards will fill in the gaps anyway. We
Yeah.
know what it is, so you don't have to have your lines joined up. There can be air, there can be
Yeah.
space between your marks for sure.
I'll just get a bit more of that, a bit more of that. I might actually do.
And now I do some more bracken at the front. It's really just to build up a bit of depth in that
Yeah.
foreground, because we put our soft, if we look at our tree line now, it's softened back. And once you start putting these darker colours over the front, it pushes your distant trees into the distance because we've got stronger colour in front.
I like your trees.
You can't have them.
I
They're
want
mine.
them. Give me your trees. Give me your trees. And then the bracken, you've just done that from the
Yeah,
base up, have
just
you?
from the base up. Could come in front of the trees as well. And just have a good old time with it.
Yeah. Might just do a little bit of that kind of thing.
I do like that colour for the sky though. It does give that winter coolness to it.
Yeah. Maybe a little branch going out that way.
What you can also do, Janice, is whilst your trees are wet, you could drop a bit of stronger colour in them. So you could come in, if you want them a bit stronger, whilst it's wet,
Yeah.
just pick up a bit of grey. Whoops, just flicked paint everywhere, and just drop it in, and
Yeah, I've
it'll
done that.
just create some kind of interesting shadows.
Yeah.
Where's
I
my
like
tissue?
I like doing the ash trees. I think they're really good.
What's an ash tree like?
Not
I'm
an
not up on my trees.
not an ash tree. Not that sounds like an ash tray. What am I? Oh, the white ones, the white and brown ones. I've got three in the front
Oh, the
garden.
aspens or the silver birch.
Silver birch.
I love silver birch. There's some really good tricks to do those as
Yeah,
well with your palette knife.
with your palette knife. Yeah.
I think looking at my picture again, when I did this on live on TV, I threw some salt down.
Did you? Should I
Yeah,
go
I
and
can
get?
see it now.
Should I go and get some? I
I'm
don't
not
know.
going to throw any on. We've kind of left it a bit too late for the salt to
Yeah,
have any effect, but I did throw some salt down into the hedgerow. If
got
I
you.
bring the original painting back,
I like yours far more than I like mine.
you can see all this effect. I'll give it 10 seconds for it to catch up.
Yeah.
This is salt dropped into wet paint.
Kind of blisters
It
out, doesn't
does,
it?
yeah, and it leaves that mottled effect behind.
Yeah.
Yay, we're on to sheep next.
Yay! Mine will look better when it's drier, everyone. Okay.
So on Friday is a big day for me in my little world.
Okay.
So I'm launching my live shopping event. So I'm not
Oh,
doing it with our friends at Highlight. I've signed up to do it myself because I think my area is somewhat different to theirs. So
Yes. What
yeah,
time's that going to
so
be?
I'm all set up. I think I've done everything right. I've just got
Okay.
to go live.
What time is
2
that?
o'clock.
2
2
o'clock.
o'clock on Friday.
Oh, that'll be
There's going to be quizzes and giveaways, and yeah, it's going to be fun.
yeah, lovely.
And I'll be painting that one. This little guy. This is a very bad. I couldn't find the original painting, so this is just a print.
Oh, that's beautiful. Did you see my Robin?
Yes, I did. He was lovely.
Painted the other day. Oh, turn it that way.
There he is.
There he is.
So sweet.
Bless. I think it's a little bit better than my sheep at the minute, but he's beautiful. He's got a really good pose about him.
Attitude he's got.
Yeah. Yes,
Okay.
it is delayed. It is delayed on my iPad because I'm just showing myself my Robin. Right, let's get on to the sheep.
So for the sheep, we're going to mix up some burnt sienna. Let me bring my palette over. So burnt sienna again. Quite watery.
Yeah.
It's nice and light. And into that, I'm going to take some of the yellow.
Well, that's quite convenient because there's a little bit of yellow on the plate underneath.
Yay!
So that works.
So we're getting this kind of golden colour coming through. Lovely.
Okay, a bit more of that.
And then we're going to use burnt sienna as well on its own. So we don't need to mix that. We can just pull that in. And we'll also use a bit of this colour we use in the background. So it'll tie it all together. The first thing we're going to do is wet our sheep.
Okay.
Except for his face. So, or her. Going to come under the chin. Leave the face dry. With watercolour, if you leave the paper dry, the paint won't go there unless you purposely put it there. So by leaving the face dry, we can wet all of her body.
Okay, so we're now just wetting the body of the sheep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Down her fluffy towel. And again, it should have a nice shine to it. When you lift it up as well, you can see if you've got any gaps. I've got a gap. I can see it now.
Yeah. Okay. She's wet and ready to go.
She's ready to go. So we're going to take that lovely golden colour.
Yeah.
And we're not going to be brushing side to side here, okay? We're just going to tap on, focusing around her neckline. Leave gaps, let white paper show through. So I'm bouncing this brush around, literally just spotting it on and moving on. Leaving white paper in between the marks.
Oh, you're spotting on, right?
Yeah, spotting.
Kitchen towel, kitchen towel.
And those spots, because we've wet her, those spots are going to merge together anyway, but we will still maintain some lightness. And I'm focusing at the moment on the underside where she's in shadow. One minute it was a he and now it's a she. Make my mind up.
Just dabble around.
And we really think about this, the winter sun's hitting her back, so that's the lightest area, and her undercarriage and her neck. I think the sun must be coming this way from the left. I'm going to take some burnt sienna, not too strong because we want it to move. So we want it kind of the same consistency as what's on the paper. And then, oh, that was a big blob. And again, I'm just going to bounce around.
So you're going a bit darker now.
Yeah. Still let the colour show from underneath. So again, leave gaps, let that yellow golden colour show through here and there. And we're building up layers and giving her that lovely fleecy fluffiness. And that's coming because of the gaps, the space that we're giving the paint to move. So we're getting lighter bits and darker bits.
Okay. I think mine's been rolling around in the mud a little bit. But that's okay. That's okay. She can roll around. She can roll around.
Bless her.
I know.
So I'm going to take my grey brown now, and this is going to be more focused for the real shadows. So along the right hand side of her neck, just a little bit of paint on your brush, and just let it soften and bleed into the colours we've already put down. I just need to mix up. This was the grey and brown mixture that we did for our trees.
Yeah. Just around that bit.
Coming up around her legs there as we come under beneath her face area.
Okay. Mine's going to be an interesting looking sheep, I can tell you. I think I've done this right at all. But I'm having a go. I'm having a go. That's the main thing. It's going to be one for the cupboard.
No.
Okay.
There we go.
See,
So
I've
really
got stronger
dark
colours
underneath.
than you, haven't I?
You have.
Yeah.
You seem to have a bit of a band around this middle where you've stopped from what I can see. So this colour here, you're kind of stopped. So pick some of that paint up with a damp brush. You can move it, pick some of that up and bring it up her body. So you're getting some light colour coming up towards her back.
I'm doing the darker bits down the bottom, following you. These are the dangle bits, is it, where they always get the mud?
Yeah, the clumps of mud stuck in the fur. I'm looking at that shoulder area of hers as well. I want to bring this darker colour, the burnt sienna and a bit of the browny grey.
I think my
up to
brush is too big. I think that's what my problem is. What size brush are you
try your
using?
6. I'm using my
Oh,
12.
oh, you're using quite a big one then. I'm kind of getting triangles as I go.
You just want to use the tip of it.
Yeah.
That's it. What I would do with yours, Janice, again, is take your tissue,
Yeah.
scrunch it up into a ball,
Yeah.
and then just go in and lift some of that orangey colour out, and that will bring your light back because it will be random. That's it. That's better.
Yeah, got you.
So she's
Yeah.
still got some colour, but you've lost that line.
Yeah. I've taken quite a lot of the colour out.
Start again.
Does it matter?
That's it.
Yeah.
Just dot it and move it and leave gaps. Leave white space. That looks better. She looks fluffy.
Yeah. She looks better now. Bless her.
So I'm going to bring her legs in, the front legs, the ones closest to us. Now for the legs, this is still a bit wet. I want it to bleed into the fleece a little bit, but to control it, I'm going to take my Friend's Grey, really creamy.
Yeah.
So I'm just taking a wet brush onto the paint, just on the end, just the tip. And I'm doing her front leg. So I'm starting near the fleece.
Yeah.
You can use a smaller brush if you're more comfortable.
Yeah.
What we want to happen is that leg, the top of it, to kind of soften because this is still damp here where the leg meets the body.
Yeah.
It will kind of meld together. The reason I'm using my paint creamy and not watery, if I did it watery, it would flood. It would flood up that leg and into the body.
Yeah.
So by having it creamy, it will melt a little bit into the body, but it won't flood it with big blob of dark colour. You're keeping the control by having the paint creamier.
Okay.
Yay! She's got some legs.
She's got some legs to her. Like a good like a good bottle of wine. Like a good bottle of wine. And are you doing the back leg there?
Well, the back leg we don't want to melt because we wouldn't. It would look like she's got 4 legs that are close to us. So I'm going to let that dry a little bit more, the body, before I paint those. Otherwise, they'll do what these ones have, and you won't work out what's her front leg and what's her back leg. So we'll leave those for a second. And we'll do her face.
Okay.
I'm definitely going to move to my size 6 brush now.
Okay.
And I'm going to start with some burnt sienna, which we've already got from doing the fleece.
Yeah.
And I'm going to bring the burnt sienna across her brow line, down the middle between her eyes, down to her nose, and just coming under that nostril that we can see. As I say, there's not much shape to the face, but just that, it's like a T section where teenagers get spots.
Again, I've gone quite dark, so I'm going to come back out with that. Take that out. Because you've gone quite light with that. So I'll go across there.
Remember, the sunshine's coming at her from here. She's got her head turned, so this is where the sun's hitting her face. So we're kind of accenting that.
Yep.
And then I'm going to go into my grey, really creamy again. So wet brush straight on to the paint.
Okay.
And I'm going to come into her ear. Take your time.
Okay, I'm just watching you.
On the tip of the brush. Oops, I put my finger on her. I've given her a spot. Never mind. And then I'm going to come across the top of her head. Don't worry where you touch the brown. That will, because we've put wet paint on that T section, it might bleed a little bit. But because we're using the paint creamy again, it shouldn't.
You're just doing her ear?
Just doing her ears and joining the dots, if you like, going across the top of her head.
And then out to the other ear.
Out to the other ear. Have
you ever seen a panda sheep?
I don't think I have, no.
Panda sheep actually looks like a panda. They've got 2 black eyes.
Oh my, amazing.
Yeah, it's ever so strange. We've got some.
I took the grandkids to a farm near Peterborough.
Oh, yes.
When they were off on school holidays, and they had the most amazing cows in the field. Looked like they were wearing stripy pajamas. They were black and white stripy. Like I've never seen a cow like it.
Are you sure they weren't zebras?
So I've done her ear. Can you see my one's ear?
Yeah.
And now I'm going to come across her brow bone. And we're just going to block in this side of her face. So give her a bit of a chiseled jawline.
I'm just waiting because there's a delay.
Yep.
Yep, I'm watching. You're going.
And then come under her chin. And I'm blocking this in.
Oh, I need to get some more paint.
I've not reloaded my brush. It's just the same.
Is it? Oh. You coming?
And I do want this grey to soften into that stripe that we gave her on her face.
I need to get some more paint. Let's do a bit more of that. A bit more of that. Yours looks very good. Mine just, I don't know. I'm really.
It's fine. It's quite hard to say because it's upside down, but
Yeah.
from where I'm looking. That looks good, Janice.
It's all right. It's all right. It's not as good as yours. Bring some of that down.
Of course, yours is back to front. My head's trying to work out where you are.
Yeah.
So creamy grey again. I'm going to come into the eyebrow that we can only just see a part of. So just pop that in.
Martin Parker is watching. Martin, what was the... Yes. What was the score, Martin? What was the score? We need to know. Is it half time? It's probably why it's popped on. It's half time.
And then I'm just coming down that other side of the face as well, Janice, just down that edge close to the shoulder where she's looking back.
I think I've lost it with mine. But never mind. Yeah. Yeah. I think, yeah, it's
This is the
just,
trickiest bit. And
it's
then the
very...
nostrils, which is just right. The nostrils, I'm literally going to use my brush. I've got paint all over my hand because I'm in an unusual position.
Oh,
Right.
I'm going to need to...
Normally I have my overhead camera going when I'm obviously filming for tutorials, but can't work out how to do that with Facebook. So the nostrils, let me show you on a spare piece of paper. I'll wait for you to see.
Can I just say mine's wearing a balaclava and just leave it at that? Because I really don't. She's no. Yeah, I think I've just blacked out her.
I like it. You can always lift out some details with a flat brush.
Yeah, maybe
with a small flat brush or a little bit of tissue. You can. That looks good. I can see it's a sheep.
Yeah, I'm glad you can. Let's maybe take some... Oh, thank goodness this is water paint. There you go. Can just start again, can't we? Just come in there. Maybe just... I'm making this up as I go along now. I'm going to put some more of that in the background. More of that in the background.
So the side of her face near her neck needs to be quite dark.
Yeah.
So take it creamy there. You've got this section. It's almost like a square almost there. So it comes across her brow bone and it's really quite dark because it's in shadow. So don't be scared of that shadow.
Yeah. I think mine's got one eye closed. That's what I'm going to say.
Yeah, we're going to open it for her in a minute.
Oh.
Now for the nose.
I'm not good at this at all. Yes.
Creamy paint on your brush, and as I said, use it like a stamp because the nose is basically push down, lift off one nostril, push down, lift off the other nostril.
In black?
In black that joins together. Like, it looks like a big bird with wings, isn't it?
Yeah.
So just push down, nice and creamy, and the other way, and we have a nose.
That'll do.
I'm glad you're painting near the neck at the moment. So we're going to take our brown grey mixture and we need to create that shadow to give her, so we can define her throat. So brown grey again, your burnt sienna and your grey. And we're going to start wet on dry. So we're going to come from her chiseled jawline. Just come down a little bit.
Yeah.
To create her throat. And then I'm going to come back towards her ears a little way, and I'm going to encourage the grey that's already in her face to mingle here, so we lose, it becomes a little bit of a blur. You shouldn't really be able to distinguish her jawline from her neck. So I've just done this little section first, creating the throat, coming up towards the ears. And then with less paint on my brush, hardly any at all, I'm just going to do little circles, leave some gaps, a couple of gaps, so we get that shadow from the throat. A little bit of water.
Dreams. Do you ever have dreams where you turn up to school and you've got no clothes on and you panic? I feel a little bit like that at the moment.
I was
feel a little bit
having
like
some
that.
weird dream last night. You know, I can't, when I woke up, it was kind of there, but it sort of left, it disappears, doesn't it? It just poofs and it's gone.
It's
Weird.
You should always have a pad at the side
I don't
of
think
your
I
bed, and then
want to remember this one. It was just a bit weird.
Dreams are weird, aren't they?
I'm just softening where that paint that I've just put on, because we put fresh paint on this part here as we've come down her neck. If we just do that pattern for the shadow and don't soften it with a little bit of water at the bottom, it will dry with a crispy edge, and we don't want a crispy shape.
No.
We want it soft. So at this bottom where I've stopped putting the shadow for the neck, I've just bought a damp brush, not a wet one, just damp, and just allow that paint to soften away.
Okay. It's not looking too bad as it dries, but I've not quite got the face right. But there you go. There you go.
Shall we give us some more legs and then we can finish with a flurry of snow?
Yeah. Let's give us some more legs. So back to the
creamy
grey.
So wet brush, creamy Friends grey. We're going to come up to the fleece.
Yeah.
And then just paint those quirky shaped legs in. She's got knobbly knees, this shape.
I don't tell you what mine's got, but it's certainly not knobbly knees. It's, oh dear me.
Oh dear. So folks, if you want to do this all over again with a robin, you can do it.
You need to come and do it again with the robin. You'll see me up late tonight doing all this again, frantically, till about 3 in the morning.
Fabulous. So you've got the front legs and then the back legs. That's great.
I've got something. I've got something.
Now you can breathe a sigh of relief. The last thing that you can do, if you want to, is come into that face once it's dried and give it some indication that there's an eye there. And that is just using my size 6 brush to reactivate a touch of grey just there. Just wiggle my brush on the grey, dry my brush off again, wiggle it again, and you can lift out a subtle highlight. You see that?
Yeah.
And then that just gives a little bit of a feature, and that's all you need. We don't
She now looks like a zombie. She now looks like a zombie sheep. But hey ho, hey ho.
Oh dear. Okay. Right. We'll start with our snow. The legs should dry really quickly because we use the paint creamy.
Yeah.
So we want that same colour we used in the sky, which was our blue, with a touch of burnt sienna.
Yeah.
I'm just
with a big brush.
Going to mix. Yeah, big brush again.
Big brush. Okay. So I'm going to put some water back into that to reactivate it.
Yeah, give it a.
With a bit
and
of
have it a bit thinner.
Yeah. What
more like
putting in there the burnt
I
Sierra.
can say it now. I'm not on telly. More like Ribena.
Yeah. Do you know what? I think you could always. I think with Craft Telly, you actually could. We didn't have to say 3 things all the time.
Oh right.
I don't think anyway. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
You've got a nice big brush there, haven't you? You've got your big flat brush.
Yes.
Grab your big flat brush.
Yeah.
And we're
I've made it quite thin.
That's better.
Yeah.
And we're going to wet this background. Just be a little bit cautious near the leg. It shouldn't run, but
I'm trying to look at what you're doing. Oh, so you've
I'm
wet it first.
Literally just wetting all that ground.
Yeah. Let me grab some clean water. Might just rub the pencil marks off the legs. Okay.
It's so cute. I do like yours. It really has cuteness about it. It's so sweet. Right.
And
Into our turquoise.
Yeah.
Or teal colour.
Yeah.
And I'm going to start near the hedgerow. I'm just going to use the tip of my brush.
Yeah.
And I'm starting near her bottom and just sweeping out. Leave a gap here and there for some drifts of snow.
Sweeping out from a bottom.
Yeah, she doesn't mind.
No.
But leave some gaps for where there's drifts of snow. Because the paper's wet, it's going to move. So take that into account, the fact that the paint's still going to be moving. I'm just going to turn my board around to get a good angle. And then I'm going to come along. We're going to put a little fence in as well in a minute. Just come the other way.
A bit blue.
Leaving nice gaps between where you put this blue. Nice. And you kind of don't want them like railway lines, so you don't just want to do lines, just vary the length of them. I'm going to bring another drift in. I'm going to start near her chest, coming down.
I don't know. I'll just start
and just,
that's the beauty. You can just dab it off if you don't like it.
You can just lift it off. If you use a really good watercolour paper, you can put it under the tap and wash the whole thing off.
Correctly.
Now, what I enjoy, Janice, as well, is using your brush really dry. So rub your brush on your tissue, really dry it off, pick up a little bit of paint and just let it skip on the paper. For that, you really want to hold your brush low to the paper so you're getting all the bristles in contact. Can you see that?
Have you got paint on there?
Yeah, just a little bit and let it skip. Oh, I thought I had. And let it skip on the texture of the paper. So very little colour and a dry brush.
Very little colour.
It's called dry brushing, no surprise.
Oh yeah. Dry brush.
And then you get a bit of texture as well.
Yeah.
So I'm going to bring some shadow under, coming from her feet, out, sort of at a slight angle. So we're grounding her. She's not floating in the middle of this field anymore. She's grounded. Just going to mix a bit more colour up. Slightly stronger, as in slightly creamier. It's gone too green, so I'll add some more blue. Can you see the shadow under her body? So it's quite light at the moment with that pale blue.
Yeah. So
I'm going to come in. I've just made the same colour, but just a touch creamier. And with the tip of the brush again, just sweeping forward towards her front paws and then coming under her paw again and pulling at a slight angle. We're creating that shadow that she's casting herself on the snow. I might come back into some of these snowdrifts and darken a few spots as well with this slightly creamier version.
Yeah.
Just random shapes and patterns in that whiteness of the paper. It's easy to get carried away.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden she's in water, she's in floodland. Yeah. Oh, sorry for anyone that is in a floodland at the moment, but She looks like she's
I had to
definitely
come on
there.
a long journey, so I went home this afternoon, and I had to, when I came back, when I was going home, one of the lakes near me, it was fine this morning when I came in.
Yeah.
When I went home, I had to do a massive detour because the lake had completely taken away the road, and
Oh
it was
dear.
gushing.
Oh dear.
Really, yeah.
It's terrible. That is terrible.
It's where they open the floodgates, though, sometimes, don't they, to let it through?
Yeah,
I think it's
sometimes it
something to
is.
do with that. How's your blue doing? Oh, that looks lovely. Are you back to your trees?
I have back to the background because they've bled out a little bit, but that's okay. That's okay. I might just put some behind. No, that's going
So
to be
we're just
boring.
going to do a few little flicks of grass poking up through the snow.
Yes. What colour?
I just did them grey last time looking at my
Ah,
painting.
why not? Let's do them again. Grey. Little grey bits.
Just touch down with the tip of the brush and a little flick. So she's got something to look forward to eat, bless her.
Oh, bless her, yeah. She's like, what's going on? What's going on?
Just a couple of little tufts here and there.
Yeah.
That's all it needs. Perfect. And shall we put that little fence in at the back?
Yeah, let's do that.
We'll take our creamy grey. I didn't draw a fence in. I'm literally using my small brush. This is my size 6, which is quite a small one. And I'm going to put the fence to the right of her as you look at her. Literally just using the shape of the bristles of the brush
Friends
to
grey
put
again.
in, yeah, nice and creamy.
Okay. And how are you doing that? You doing
Just
large
using the
fence?
brush like a
Okay.
stamp, literally.
Okay, got you. Ah, right, got you. So do one there.
And if you're quick, you can use, if you've got a rigger brush, if you've got the smallest brush you've got, you can just come into that wet paint to create the wire. So don't put any paint on the brush. Literally, just pull through the fence posts, and there's enough paint down there for you to create your little fence, rickety fence.
Oh, the wire. There you go, that goes over there. I think I might pick up a little bit of paint to do that.
There's just a couple of little bits to really bring it to life. These little finishing touches that will really make it look realistic. Remember we said the sunshine's coming from the left up in the top left corner this way.
Yep.
So we want to bring some cast shadows from that fence. So with our snow colour again, we're going to come in to the bottom of the fence post and just pull a shadow along.
Just waiting to see you do that. Yeah. Okay. What size brush?
I'm using my small one.
Tiny one.
Yeah, just my 6.
Creamy again?
Watery again.
Watery.
And then I want a few longer ones coming from the trees above. So same watery snow colour. Find a tree and give it a cast shadow over the snow. Think of the direction. They're going to go this way from that angle as they come across the snow. So find a tree, pick one out. And on the other side.
Right, okay.
And that suddenly changes everything.
The shadow of the tree.
Is that your blue colour or is that grey?
Grey.
Ah, wipe it off.
What do you want? Blue?
Yeah, the snow colour.
Oh, what?
You must, sorry, Janice, you missed me say that bit.
Sorry.
Yeah, just
Mind you, it doesn't look too bad, you know.
and I would take your angle quite steep. So really pull, come in the bottom of your fence and pull quite a sharp angle.
Sort of like that.
Yeah.
Got you.
So you get that icy, well, it is a reflection, isn't it, as well as a shadow on the snow because the snow is so glistening.
Yeah. That'll do.
The last thing I'll do is I want her feet. My one's feet don't look too bad, but they're kind of stop and then the snow.
Yeah.
So just re-wet the bottom of her feet. Give it a good old rub with a damp brush.
Yeah.
Get that grey to move.
Oh, got some grey
and
there.
kind of soften it into the snow. So you just want it to go into the snow rather than come to a full stop.
Okay.
Just a little something. I think she's done.
I think she's
That's
done.
better.
Yeah.
See, that just makes it look more realistic, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You could pop a little bit of blue over that as well if you want a little snowdrift there, just next to her foot.
Yeah.
Just a touch.
A bit of blue.
Guys, what do you think of Janice's painting? Come on. You'll be able to turn it round now.
Oh, no.
And of course, I mean, it's not a dark background, but I do love the bit where I get to remove the tape.
Yeah.
Did your paper, it looks like your paper held up well. You didn't get any buckling.
No, it held out quite well, actually. And I've got that sort of nice rustic line going around it. So let me pop that there and that there. I wonder if anyone else has painted along. I do want to see what you've painted along tomorrow. It's going to be lots of fun. And remember, the longer it dries, the better it gets, I'm sure. And I mean, there's all kinds of things where I can make it better. So
should we flip our cameras back?
Yeah, let's flip the cameras back. And let's pop that down there.
Oops.
Twist that there. Oh. I think one of my earpods has just gone out, so
I think I've flipped it the wrong way. There I am.
Hello, everyone. Right. Okay, so let's get rid of that. My AirPods are connected again. Let's move that out of the way. Okay, you show me yours and I'll show you mine.
I could show you the one I did last time.
You could. Oh, you see, that's amazing. Yeah. I can see where I went different, not wrong.
Not wrong.
I can see where I went different and maybe less water. I think what I do is I forget to dab the brush.
Yes, that is a big thing that people do. And then they'll either get a bloom. Oh, it's sweet. So sweet. Look at that. That so face could be darker though.
It could.
Yeah. The face could be.
I like the way that I've done that all right though.
You did that really well. Look at the fluffy texture. I think when you did your bushes right at the beginning, your paper was too dry, so they've become quite solid rather than sort of disappearing into the background. And that just comes with practice. So it's just being quicker, putting those bushes on so they kind of fade into the sky rather than leaving a a hard line. But
I'm quite happy with that coat though.
Her coat's
It's better.
brilliant.
It's better when you look at it sort of here. Yeah. This distance. A little bit like the TV. It's when it comes close, it's like, no, here is
Oh,
good. Here is
very
good.
good.
I've
Brilliant.
learnt a
That was
lot.
such fun.
It was great fun. I hope everybody enjoyed it as well. And I learned a lot from that. I'm going to have another go. I'm going to. I'm gonna have another go, and it won't be zombie. It won't be zombie sheep.
Oh, it's
But
cute.
at least I've learned about the shadows and the way to put the coat on as well. The dabbling of
Yes.
the colours, that really helped. That really helped.
Allowing the paint to have that space. You wet
Yeah,
the animal and then just put it
go
on and
from
let
there.
the watercolor do its magic. People make the
Yes.
mistake of brushing. I always tell people off for brushing left to right. It's very rarely that I'll actually brush like this. It's
Yeah.
all about putting
So
the paint on and teasing it with the tip of the brush.
and letting it
So
flow, and not using too much water. I think that's one thing I've got to get to grips on. Not to oversaturate
not
the
to
brush.
oversaturate
Yeah.
it. Definitely. Blotting, when you're trying to soften something by
Yeah.
blotting your brush on the paper first, otherwise you'll go in with too much water and it'll click. Look.
If I do that, it doesn't look so bad. But at least, like I've captured the light. I think you've taught me about the light capturing on the
Yes,
actual sheep herself.
definitely.
It'll look better tomorrow. It'll look better tomorrow. It always does.
Now I
Always
can't
does.
see if anyone's been commenting or
Now,
not.
yes, we've been self-indulgent. So
We have.
Doris is watching. I think lots of people are just watching, watching, watching. Not a lot of comments because I'm really hoping that lots of
We
people
get
have
lots of
painted along. It
paintings.
would be really nice, even if you've used watercolor pencils, acrylic paints, whatever it is you've used. It would be really
Doesn't
interesting to
matter.
see. Yeah, but I've really enjoyed that. That was absolutely terrific. So let us know when is your live shopping?
Live shopping is this Friday
Yeah.
at 2 p.m.
Okay.
So
And
give me
that's
some support. I've got one of those posts where you can type the word live and get a
yeah.
reminder. So if you go
Right.
to my Facebook, well, you've got the link because I'm on here. If you
Yes.
click my name, guys, if you don't
Yeah.
already follow me, and there's a post there that says to get reminders when I go for my shopping live, just type the word live.
Oh,
And yeah,
fantastic.
I'm looking forward to it, the first
Yeah.
one. But I'm doing it on my own, Janice. So
Okay.
I'll
Do you
have
have
my
any doing it?
laptop to
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
side,
Okay.
and then when the banners come across that say shop
Yes.
brush, shop
Yes.
pot or whatever,
Yes. Yeah.
I'll be sort of doing that as well.
Oh. Well, listen, good luck. I'll tune in and just go for it and have a great
I
time.
will do. Thank you so much for tonight. It's been great fun.
No, thank you. And I've learned so much as well, Eunice. Thank you so much. Just one last look at my lovely sheep. There you go, in the distance.
I need a screen grab. Damn, I was too slow.
Oh, well, never mind. There's always tomorrow. Eunice, thank you very much for joining me. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Lovely to see you.
All right, then I'll say bye,
Take care.
bye,
Bye.
bye. And there you go. Change the viewer, remove the guest. Is that, my friends? Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for being patient as well. Yeah, I've learnt a lot. I might have another go. I might have another go. If you've had a go, I want to see what your painting has turned out to be like as well and what you learned. So maybe put a post on my Facebook. I'm going to bid you good night. Thank you for watching. Thank you for popping by, Martin. I know you did at one point. You've probably gone back to watch the football. But thank you very much. And I shall see you on Wednesday. We've got Stephanie Waitman. And we also have Anthea Vane as well from Quilting Antics. So looking forward to that. It's going to be at 7 o'clock again, unless anything happens, but I'll keep you informed on my Facebook. So thank you very much. Good night, everyone. Bye.